Back inside our San Francisco studios, Mike Yam and Yogi Roth with you. You and I knew that it was going to happen for Oregon State. They were knocking on the door these last couple of weeks. They pick up their first win. Cal Poly, the victory. Is there, just kind of a moment that stands out from you from watching that one?
There's two.
Okay.
And they're two big plays by a receiver who I know you are a huge fan of, not just because of his skill set, but maybe the dimensions?
Yeah, the size is definitely a factor. I actually remember being up at practice about a year ago and seeing him on the football field talking specifically to Jonathan Smith about Champ Flemings, and was like, dude, he is now going to officially be my guy. I'm always looking for one during the course of the season, and the wide receiver is with us now. Champ, appreciate you giving us a couple of minutes here. All right, I assume, because I saw you from across the football field a year ago, and I get it. I mean, you stand next to Isaiah Hodgins, who's probably, like 6'2", 6'3". It's kind of like me standing next to him. I heard some of the broadcasters over the weekend say your height. They said you were 5'5". I was like, no, I think he's taller than that. Can you please put to rest how tall you actually are?
If it was up to me, I would walk around and say I was 6 foot, but I would probably say 5'5", 5'5", 5'6" on a good day.
Okay, so with the cleats, I guess is how we'll measure it out. All right,
yeah.
Yogi and I were talking about this the last couple days about your performance specifically, and it was absolutely terrific. The numbers impressive. 5 catches, 142 yards, the 2 touchdowns. One of them was actually the play, our fan-fueled moment of the week on social media. As we take a closer look, you can see the play right now. When you sky up and grab that at 5'5", 5'6" on a good day, can you just explain what it's like to grab a touchdown like that?
Obviously, it feels good to be able to go up and make a big play like that. You kind of hear the crowd erupt, because nobody really thinks that I was going to be able to come down with the ball. But once I saw the ball in the air, not a lot of people know I have a really high vertical, so, I can get up off the ground pretty high. So I was just, I saw the ball in the air and I was kind of thinking to myself, instead of trying to play and get in front of this guy like I usually would, I'm just gonna out jump him. And I felt confident about it and went up with some aggression, and I was able to get both of my hands on the ball and snatch it away from him, because I'm pretty sure he didn't think I was gonna get my hands on the ball. So I just, went up, grabbed it, tracked it with my eyes, and snatched it away from him, and was able to keep my feet and walk into the end zone.
Okay, so you walk into the end zone, and then you make your way to the sideline. Your teammates are loving you up. Did you ever think about, like, wow, I might have just gone viral after making that play? Because that's what happened.
I didn't think about it at that moment. I didn't think that it looked as crazy as it did when I was able to see the videos and everything. But what's crazy is Isaiah Hodgins, I went to the bench and sat down next to him, and he told me, he was like, that's going to be like the play of the week. You're going to be all over Twitter. You're going to go viral. And I kind of just, took it with a grain of salt. I didn't think too much of it. And when we got into the locker room after the game, everybody started rushing me with all these videos, and all these cameras were coming, and I was like, okay, yeah, it really did happen.
Champ, your career numbers heading into this matchup: 6 catches, 84 yards in 14 games. As I mentioned in the win, 5 catches for 142 and the 2 tugs. Can you explain why it was a breakout performance this past weekend?
Earlier in the week, it was funny, me and Jake Luton had a conversation after practice while we were working, and he was just talking about, the fact that everybody knows he has a great, relationship with Isaiah, and, we have a lot of playmakers on our offense, and, Jamar is what he is, and he's going to, run the ball well. But he really wanted to make an emphasis of getting me going. Me and him have worked really hard over the offseason of building that trust and building our relationship, and he felt really passionate about getting me going. And it's just good that this week that I was presented with the opportunity. God put me in a position to be able to go out and have some opportunities to make plays, and Jake trusted me. Everybody else did their job as far as the O-line, the OC trusted me, Coach Lindgren trusted me, Coach Fentz trusted me, and there was a lot of trust involved, and I was just put in a position to take advantage of my opportunities, and I just went out there and did it.
For as dynamic as that touchdown catch was, I kind of liked the other one because it was basically old school, like, I'm going to just run by you, throw it up. Curious your confidence level after being able to do things like we see right now on the screen.
My confidence level never really wavers. I've always been a confident guy, and I feel like I have to be playing ball at this size. You have to have something else that makes you, that separates you from the rest. So I've always played with the chip on my shoulder. I always feel like I have something to prove, and I always play with a lot of confidence. But of course, having a game like that is big for, just instilling confidence in my coaching staff and in my quarterback and my teammates, you know, just putting it on tape and letting them know that, you know, I can go out and I can make a difference too.
Champ, over the years, Yogi and I have been doing this for a really long time, and I feel like there's always a player who pretty consistently says, I got a chip on my shoulder. People always doubted me. I think in your case specifically, because of your size, standing at 5'6", we're not even going to say on a good day, I'm just going to give you 5'6" when you're out there, there's automatically, I can imagine, just a ton of doubts about what you can do on the football field, especially at a high level. Is there a moment that stands out to you, or just a conversation on the football field that has taken place in the past where you were able to come up big after someone did maybe say something negative or doubted your abilities?
I just always think back to my freshman year of high school. I mean, it always happened, and my dad always instilled it in me as a younger player when I was, you know, playing youth ball. But I can remember back to my freshman year of high school, our head varsity coach telling me, you know, or telling other guys in the program that I would never ever play one snap of varsity football, and that, you know, I just wasn't built for it. And I went out to a passing tournament, and I wasn't invited to the tournament. I just told my dad, you know, forget that. I'm kind of just going to show up, and if I get some burn, I get some burn. If not, then it is what it is. But I showed up uninvited. My coach gave me some snaps. I went out there and had myself a day, and from that day forward, the respect was there. So just, you know, instances like that where I kind of have to go out on a limb and make stuff happen. So
agree with that as an undersized former wide receiver, man. But I went back and looked at my signing day notes and evaluation on you, and a quote pulled up that you said, and you talked about your swag, and it was, quote, "It's all about playing with an untouchable swag." I'm curious now, in college for a couple years, having the week that you had, how real is that? You know, you're going to line up and begin Pac-12 play after this bye week. What are your thoughts in terms of being an untouchable wide receiver in Pac-12 play?
I feel like, you know, when you step in between the white lines, again, you just have to have something that sets you apart, especially playing ball at my size. So that's just another thing that I use to my advantage. For me, football is more mental than physical for me. So I have, you know, a lot of physical disadvantages, and I also have a lot of physical advantages, you know, as far as my quickness, my speed, things like that. But for me, football is more mental than anything. So playing with a chip on my shoulder, going out there and feeling like, you know, I feel like I shouldn't do it if I'm not feeling like I'm the best on the field. If I'm out there feeling like, you know, well, he's better than me, and, you know, I don't really have a shot doing this, then I'm not going to be as successful as I can. So, you know, just having that swagger, going out there feeling like, you know, I'm the best player on the field, I look the best, I'm playing the best, you know, I feel the best, that it goes a long way as far as just the mental part goes.
So where does the nickname Champ come from?
It was a name that my dad gave me when I was really first born. I don't know where he got it from. I just know that ever since I can remember, my name has been Champ. It's a lot easier to pronounce than my real name. So a lot of people tend to just go with Champ. But ever since I was a kid, like very, very, very young, Champ has always been my nickname, and it sticks. So I like it. I run with it.
You run all over the football field, and we absolutely love that. Champ, appreciate you giving us a couple minutes here. Congrats on the success this past weekend. Get some rest, enjoy the bye, and handle business in a couple weeks.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys having me on. God bless.
All right, you got a couple fans, at least on this set. Major point of emphasis right now for Oregon State in this bye?
It's just growing their confidence. You know, it's making sure they tackle, obviously. But offensively, Mike, they're going to scare people. Jake Luton's throwing the ball at a high level. All of a sudden, now you can't just focus on Isaiah Hodgins with the game and the speed that Champ Flemings has. They got talent at the tight end spot, and they can run the football. So they're going to be a team that, if you're not focused, they're going to get some Pac-12 wins.
All right, we'll get everyone caught up over the next couple of weeks heading into that Stanford matchup every single Tuesday night. Inside Pac-12 football, Yogi and I got you covered at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Once again, every Tuesday. You do not want to miss it.